Hello, welcome to the evening news. I'm your host for tonight, Catboy Kunhua. In the news regarding old people. In New Jersey, local news have reported that residents are complaining of wild turkeys attacking their community. A gaggle. By the way, a big group of turkeys is called a gaggle. A gaggle of 40 to 60 wild turkeys have been aggressively terrorizing the residents in a 55 and up community by Ocean County. Personally, I think the number 60 is a bit excessive, as I only need about 3 or 4 wild turkeys before I get shit-faced and start terrorizing old people. Up next, NASA. NASA wants to send up raw cookie dough to the International Space Station to see if the astronauts can cook them. They believe that freshly baked cookies can improve morale and lead to a more productive work environment. This is part of NASA's in-depth study where they have determined that humans like cookies.
$14 million.
Go back to this. I think that's going to be my new profile pic. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, great. It's great.
All right.
You need some drool on the side of your mouth.
Yeah. Now, in the past week, in social media, millennials have come up with a new phrase to attack the boomer generation that has repeatedly referred to millennials as spoiled and lazy. The phrase, okay boomer, has repeatedly been used in retaliation towards boomers' outdated attitudes towards climate change, social justice, and economic differences. The boomer generation retaliated by permanently destroying the housing market. This week, The Guardian has reported that the London store Harrods is receiving criticism for this year's Christmas grotto display. Starting this year, Harrods is limiting access to Santa to their $2,000 plus spenders, and they must buy tickets at the cost of $20 per child. After all, this is the true message of Christmas. The three wise men were not allowed into the manger champagne room to meet Jesus unless they hit the platinum club status by bringing gifts worth a minimum of 20 silver pieces.
God, that's awesome. That's the best joke you ever told.
Okay, this week, USA Today reports that a gender reveal stunt led to a small plane crash in Texas as the aircraft dumped about 350 gallons of pink-dyed water from the aircraft, which stalled and then crashed, leading to only minor injuries. So I have to say, congratulations, it's a moron. In entertainment news, for the past 3 years, the producers of Sesame Street have been receiving a great deal of criticism ever since they moved production of Sesame Street to HBO in 2016. They were not surprising, they were actually welcomed with open arms by HBO, as Grover has always been full frontal nude for the past 50 years. Now, recently, it's been revealed that the move Sesame Street Productions made was necessary, as they were in far greater financial trouble than was originally publicized. During their time at Children's Television Workshop in Queens, Sesame Street Production has been operating at a loss since the early 2000s, as there was a dip in licensing revenue from toy makers and DVD sales. At one time, it had gotten so bad that the Tickle Me Elmo doll had to change its name to Do Anything You Want to Me for $20 doll. Lastly, Donald Trump had made a surprise announcement that when he is done with politics, he wishes to return to reality TV and do the series The Apprentice all over again, as opposed to his current daily televised appearances on The Accomplice. And in final news of the night, our beloved Thinker, owner of Cookie Sim and our wonderful club here, has turned 90 years old this weekend. Few people know that Thinker actually genuinely feels sorry for millennials. He says they must particularly have a hard time learning history because when he was their age, most of it had not happened yet. That's the way you wish it wasn't. I'm Catboy Kunhua.